Hello students, let's see some more protective groups for the diol protection. In my previous lecture, we already discussed about the diols, their presence in natural and synthetic material. Okay. Also we discussed about the dimethyl acetyl formation by acetone to 2-dimethoxypropane to methoxypropene. Okay, and mechanism of the dimethyl acetyl protection. Also we discussed some example and we discuss about the formation of benzylene acetal versus dimethyl acetal. As we already discussed, this methyl group is axial and causes 1,3-diacyclic interaction. So for the protection of 1,3-diol, most of the groups or most of the people prefer benzylidine acetal protection. Okay, we saw the formation of benzylidine acetal in presence of 1-dimethoxymethylbenzene or benzaldehyde in presence of acid catalyst. So friends, we also discussed the mechanism of formation as well as some examples. So we lastly we discussed about the deprotection mechanism, how the acetyl protection is unstable towards acid and how it is deprotected in presence of HCl, H2SO4, PTS such acids or in presence of H2PDC. So friends, I have added few more points in these slides, that is a partial deprotection or partial cleavage of this benzylidine protection. Okay, so if we have partial deprotection in presence of reductive condition, that is in presence of reducing agent, we get the benzyl ethers. It is but obvious because we have this kind of benzylidine protection. If we do the reduction, one hydrogen will go to this carbon and another hydrogen will go to oxygen. So we will get OCH2PH and here we get OH. So we get OBN, that is OCH2PH and OH. So this is also very useful reaction condition or useful method for creating O-benzyl by partial reduction of benzylidine protection. Okay, these are some examples. With the help of diol, we are creating OBN here, OBN and OH. So this is how it is very useful synthetic tool to create OBN by partial deprotection. If we do the partial cleavage in presence of oxidative condition, that is if we using oxidating agent or oxidizing agent, we get benzoate. That means this part or this oxygen will get converted to CO. So we get O double bond O PH, that is benzoate. Okay, we get benzoate and we get free OH. So here we can see it's a free OH and we get OBZ. So OBZ is nothing but O COPH. Okay, this is the BZ stands for COPH. So we get OBZ and OH. So this is how it is very useful to convert into benzoate. This is O C double bond O PH. So we get OBZ and OH in presence of oxidizing agents. So these are few things which are very interesting in case of benzylidine protection. This type of questions are asked in SET and NET examination. Okay, so besides this dimethyl acetal and benzylidine protection, we have cyclic acetal also. So this is the example of dimethyl acetal and these two are example of cyclic acetals. So cyclic acetal can be formed with the help of cyclopentanone as well as cyclohexanone. Friends, you can see this is a simple ketone. Instead of this simple ketone, we are using cyclic ketones. So mechanism of protection, mechanism of deprotection are same, but just we are using cyclic acetal. So this, if you use cyclopentanone, we get cyclopentyl ketal. If we use cyclohexanone, we get cyclohexyl ketal. So stability of this cyclic ketal are bit more than dimethyl acetal. So this type of cyclopentanone and cyclohexanone also used for the protection of diols. it can be used for 1,2-diols, 1,3-diols, and so on. So this is all about the last lectures. Now in this lecture we will focus on two main topics, that is carbonate protection as well as silyl acetals. Okay, similar as we prepare dimethyl acetal, we are preparing silyl acetals. So let's discuss first about carbonate protection. So if we have diol, if we protect it with the carbonate, it will look like this. Carbonate, as you know that this is a OCOO, this is a carbonate protection. Okay, so carbonate protection looks like this, and if we deprotect this carbonate, after deprotection we get the diol. So friends, how we can do the carbonate protection? So we can use phosgene in presence of pyridine, thiophosgene in presence of pyridine, CDI in presence of base, or we can use dimethyl carbonate. So I know these names are a bit confusing, so I have structures for you guys. So phosgene is nothing but COCl2. Remember, CO means carbonyl and 2 chlorine group, that is COCl2 is called as phosgene. This is a poisonous gas, it is present in gaseous form and it is poisonous. Most of the time in the World War First and Second, this is used as a chemical weapon. So you can use thiophosgene also, but most of the time people use phosgene. Also we can use triphosgene. Okay, this is a triphosgene. The structure is triphosgene. In this we have, instead of ClCl, we have OCCl3 and OCCl3. This is called as triphosgene. So we can use phosgene, thiophosgene, triphosgene, and this is structure of CDI, that is carbonyl imidazole, carbonyl diimidazole. Okay, carbonyl diimidazole. This is called as carbonyl diimidazole or CDI, which is helpful for the creating carbonate protection. Okay, besides this we can also use dimethyl carbonate. Okay, this is the dimethyl carbonate for the protection of diols. Okay friends, let's see the mechanism. I think most of you already got the mechanism. Simply OH will attack on the carbonyl and then we will get the 2 HCl molecules. So let's see the mechanism. Okay, there is a problem with our ChemDraw arrows. So I already drawn that arrows, but somehow it is not shown here. Okay, I will draw it again. So this OH will attack on the carbonyl. Okay, this will attack on the carbonyl and Cl will leave as a leaving group. So we get HCl molecule. Friends, once we get the attack of this OH on the carbonyl and Cl leaves, this intermediate is formed and immediately the second OH group, okay, this second OH group will attack on the carbonyl and another molecule of Cl will leave. So this is how we get the carbonate protection. This is how we get the carbonate protection, and the reagents used for the carbonatic protection are phosgene, thiophosgene, triphosgene, CDI, that is carbonyl diimidazole, and dimethyl carbonate in presence of mild bases such as pyridine, triethylamine, NH little bit strong base. So this is how this carbonate protection is carried out. Understood? Now let's see another examples. This is how the diols are protected. Okay, this is an example of 1,2-diol and this is example of 1,3-diol. In presence of dimethyl carbonate we are getting the protection of diols. Okay, this is how the diol protection is used. So Taxol synthesis is one of the best synthesis for the new students which are studying organic chemistry. So this Taxol synthesis gives us very good examples of protection and deprotection. So in Taxol, by using triphosgene, we are protecting these two diols. Okay, these two OH groups, that is diols. 1,2-diol is protected using triphosgene to carbonate. So this is a carbonate structure. This is a structure of carbonate. So another example from natural product. if we have these two OH groups, okay, these two OH groups are protected in presence of CDI. Okay, CDI convert these two OH group to carbonate. Because of this orientation of OH group, these two are not protected, but these two are on the same side, so on the same ring and same side, so these two are easily protected with the help of CDI. So this is how the carbonate protection is carried out. So friends, this is a simple deprotection mechanism, how we can deprotect the carbonate. So as you might heard, carbonate are very sensitive towards basic conditions. So they are sensitive towards basic, they are labile in basic condition and very stable in acidic conditions. So let's see the mechanism of deprotection. They can easily deprotected in presence of KOH. So as you can see that OH minus will attack on the carbonyl and this part will get open. So after that, either it can form the CO2, carbon dioxide, okay, carbon dioxide, or it can form carbonate. I will draw again this lone pair over here and we get free OH group. Okay, this arrow is on the oxygen. So this is how we get diol, and either we can get carbon dioxide or K2CO3, that is potassium bicarbonate, as you are using KOH. So this is how the carbonate deprotection is taken place. So friends, this is example of carbonate deprotection. This is a natural product and we have protection from these two OH are deprotected in presence of KOH methanol to this free OH. Okay, so this is an example of Ingenol. This is also one of the natural product. So this is how the carbonate deprotection is carried out in presence of bases. Now let's go for the another protection. So another protection is silyl acetal. Already in my previous lectures we covered the protection of silyl protecting group. As you know that silyl protection is carried out in presence of silyl chloride or silyl triplet. Similarly, diols also can be protected with the help of silyls in presence of this kind of dichlorosilyle. Okay, dichlorosilyle. So if we have this group, okay, the ditertiary butyl dichloride silane. Okay, this is a dichlorosilane which help us to protect the diol to form a silyl acetate. So ditertiary butyl silane acetal is formed. Okay, this protection is called as ditertiary butyl silane acetal if we are using tertiary butyl group. Okay, this R is tertiary butyl. So friends, instead of using chlorides, we can also use triplet as previously discussed in the silyl protection. So we get protection of this OH and this OH. Okay, the orientation of this OH and this OH is below the plane or below this ring. Okay, they are both are equatorial, so they get protected. So we have this OH and this OH protected in the form of silyl acetal. Okay, silyl acetal. In this case, this is a ditertiary butyl silyl acetal. Okay, silyl acetal. So friends, here are the mechanism of protection. Mechanism is very simple. If we treat this molecule with diol, 1 mole of HCl will leave and we get this intermediate. After that, this OH will again attack on the silicon and another Cl will leave as a leaving group. So finally we get the protection. Sir, here are some few examples. In presence of triplet as well as in presence of chloride, we are protecting this OH and this OH. Okay, due to orientation, these two are protected. Because these are trans, they are not protected. So these are some examples. This is how we can prepare the silyl acetals. And finally the deprotection. So deprotection mechanism for TBS, TBDMS and this silyl acetal is very simple. Silyls are very sensitive to the fluoride. So any fluoride reagent, Okay, any fluoride reagent such as TBAF, HF, okay, and so on can deprotect the silyl acetals. Okay, this is the mechanism for silyl deprotection. As already we discussed, fluoride minus will attack on the silicon and we get the RO minus, that is alkoxide. After workup, it will abstract the proton from solvent and we get ROH as free alcohol group. So this is the example. So this is a 2OH, okay, 1,3-diols are protected in with the help of silyl acetal, and after treatment with the HF pyridine we get the free diol. So these are the reagents for the deprotection of silyl acetal. So friends, I am using all this information from internet as well as these two books. I am referring these two books, Green's Protective Groups in Organic Synthesis and everyone's favorite Organic Chemistry by J. Clayton. So this is all about the protection of diols with the help of carbonate and silyl acetals. So if you have any doubt, please